Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amber Ray and I'm a manifestation coach, but I wasn't always like that, like many of you. I wasn't always in a place of flow and understanding. I spent a long time struggling, overthinking, and honestly, getting in my own way. So today I'll be sharing with you 5 things that I would do differently if I were just starting out on my manifestation journey. So, whether you're a complete beginner or if you've been at this for a while and you're just feeling stuck, I feel like these mindset shifts will help. Number 1, stop consuming so much content. When I first started my manifestation journey, I used to consume content constantly every day, hunting for that secret or that quickest way to manifest my desire. It made me feel like manifestation was this magic trick I could use to control my life rather than a spiritual law. If I could go back, I'd build a much stronger foundation, a foundation of faith and evidence backed by the experts. Instead of listening to every random guru on social media, I would actually take the time to look into the classic teachers and masters, the ones who understand the mechanics of the mind. I would have slowed down, picked 1 or 2 techniques, and actually practiced them rather than just watching more videos about them. You don't need more information. You need to apply what you've already learned. Number 2, I would take more inspired action. I actually had a huge misconception about what inspired action actually looked like. It's kind of embarrassing. I used to think it meant taking action because I saw a sign like 1111, or I felt a sudden burst of anxiety-driven inspiration that I just had to have my manifestation right then. And I'd reach out to people or push results in situations before I was ready. But here's the truth. If you aren't aligned with the version of yourself who already has the desire, you're just trying to force things to work in your favor. That's not manifesting. That's pushing your desired outcome. If I were starting today, I'd focus on actions that actually help me embody my new identity fully. I'd ask myself, how does this version of me that already has my desire show up in the world every day? And I'd take small daily actions to show up as that version of me rather than chasing after my desires. Number 3, I would choose consistency. There's a massive difference between discipline and consistency. Discipline is what gets the ball rolling. It's that initial passionate phase that sometimes burns out. But consistency is what keeps it moving until you reach your desired state. In the beginning, I was jumping from one method to another. If I could start over, I'd pick 1 to 2 techniques that I felt aligned with, create a plan, stay consistent with it for at least 30 days. And I'd also be more diligent about keeping a manifestation journal and tracking my progress. I didn't realize at the time how vital it was to reflect on your journey. When you look back at your notes, you start to see the patterns of what actually works for your unique energy and lifestyle. Number 4, releasing the need to control. This was probably one of the hardest lessons for me to learn. I used to think manifestation meant I could and should control everyone and everything in my environment. Let me tell you, this is exhausting. I spent so much time trying to manifest away things, people's behaviors, or circumstances I didn't want. But by focusing on these things, all I did was just actually attract more of these things back to myself. I eventually realized that you can only truly change yourself, your thoughts, your habits, your beliefs, your feelings, your reactions. It's not your responsibility to change somebody else's personality or subconscious blocks, especially if they're dealing with deep issues like mental health or addiction. That is a heavy burden that you do not need to carry. When I shifted my focus to heal myself, the better situations and people naturally started showing up in my life without me having to force them. Number 5, I would get real about limiting beliefs. Finally, I would stop lying to myself about the existence of limiting beliefs altogether. I used to repeat affirmations over and over again, like I have no limiting beliefs or limiting beliefs don't exist for me. But deep down, I was still hurting and doubtful because in reality, you can't heal what you refuse to acknowledge, and that only holds you back. A lot of people say just ignore the negative, but for a beginner, that usually leads to suppressed emotions and feelings. And if I were starting today, I'd take the time to look at these limiting beliefs when they came up. I'd ask, why is this pattern repeating itself? What is the lesson that it's trying to teach me? Once you acknowledge the root, you can actually heal it and let go of it for good. It's not about doing thousands of hours of shadow work. It's about having the faith and the foundation to say, I see you, I've learned from you, and I don't need you anymore. So I really hope these 5 reflections on my personal manifestation helped. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. If you've been manifesting for a while, what is one thing that you'd change if you started out your journey today? And if you're new to manifestation, what is some advice that you would take from this video? My name is Amber Ray, and besides coaching, I'm also a practitioner of divination. I work with tarot, oracle cards, charm casting, spiritual channeling, and much more to help people find clarity. And if you're feeling stuck and want a deep dive into your specific situation, I offer private coaching and readings through my Etsy shop. You can find the link right in my bio. If you're totally new to manifestation, check out my video on natural manifestation. It'll help you realize you've actually been a powerful creator your whole life, even if you didn't realize it. I'll link that in the description box below. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Don't forget to hit that like button if this video resonated with you, and subscribe so you don't miss my next video. I'll see you all very soon. Bye.